What's up, guys? Happy Monday. It's September 8th, 7:38 a.m. And we got some big things happening on the charts. It's going to be a big week. Some market moving macro things are happening right now, and we got to cover it. So let's get straight into it. We're first going to cover Bitcoin. It's at 111,800. And currently, where we need to break above in the short term is 112,700 to 113,000. That's where we need to clear and hold above here. So we need to get above this point, hold above it right here, 113,000, really like 113,300. So if we can get and keep on pressing up, hold above right here, that's going to open up the doors for us to come to around 115,000 to 117,000 up here. And keep in mind the gap that we have on the CME future chart is at that point as well too, around 117,000 for Bitcoin. So at that point, that's where if we're going to get rejected and roll back over for new lows, it would be at that point. So for now, it looks like we're going to head to the upside. But when we get to around that $116,000 to $117,000 point, we need to get a little bit cautious. Right now, things are looking good because if we look at the regular Bitcoin chart and we go to the 12-hour chart, let's take a look at it. We have the momentum above the 50 line here, crossing up as we speak. The pink's above the blue, meaning we're in bullish market structure. And we have the TSI coming up here, getting ready, close to getting through that zero line. So if we can have a good day today, that'll push us up close to that zero line. If we can have follow through tomorrow, then we'll have an official cross up into that positive territory. As you can see back here, June 26th. And then we have August 8th as well too. If we mark those points where that happened, you can see that's where things started to pick up. So the breakout here from this channel, we had August 9th. That's what brought us to a new all-time high. But then we crossed down. And then back here, it was June 26th. We had our cross up with the TSI there, as you can see. And then you can see that got us out of that downtrend for that month and a half downtrend, went sideways for a little, and then we kicked up. So very positive signs at the moment as far as the momentum with Bitcoin. If we look at the daily chart, you can see here that the pink and the blue are getting ready to kiss, getting ready to cross. And you can see that when we did that same August 8th, and then back here, June 25th, so that lines up. You can see that we had a vertical blue buy now confirmation a few days ago, lining up with that June 26th as well too. And then you can see the stock RSI up, heading up here still through that 50 line. And you can see the TSI is crossed. And then you can see that the MACD as well too. And we have some hidden bullish divergence because you have a low and a lower low, but in the price action, you have a low and a higher low. So as we can see, a low and then a higher low. We've cooled off, we've reset, and now it's time for Bitcoin to show up. That will help the whole space across the board. So getting above that 117,000, 118,000, holding above there, and having a weekly candle close will open up the doors for a retest on 120 and potentially new all-time highs. So now let's go to others, because as you can see here, if we go to the 4-day chart, you can see that we're looking like we're going to cross down, and now it's looking like we're ready to press up. Kind of like back here, October 31st of 2024, right before November hit, we had that big move up. And back here, we actually crossed down in June, but then when we crossed up, it was go time, and we saw that was the July pump. This time around, we didn't cross down because altcoins have actually held up stronger than Bitcoin this time around. Bitcoin actually made a new low or came down further. Like theoretically, if others followed where Bitcoin went to, it would be down here. But instead they held up. That's how you know altcoins are getting ready for a massive move and ready to catch up, because you can see that we didn't cross down this time. So this next move up is going to be explosive, something like a November type of pump up. So we need to see us continue this momentum to the upside and then just see this thing start to straight line. So that's on the 4-day chart. And then as you can see here too, the stock RSI is about to reset. They see same similar pattern as well, coming down, move up, come down. And as you can see, the timings match as well. So from this high down to this low, about like 56 days. And then from this high down to where we're about to be at right now, 52 days. And then the next candle will be 56 days starting on September 10th. So that goes back to what I was saying in the Discord and the market update channel about the 11th being the likely bottom, as you can see here. So right here. So up here, total crypto market cap should be the bottom, 9/11, because the past couple of years that's been the case. So that's where we're at. Things are starting to line up. If we go back to others, you can see that also the pink is clearly on top, and you can see that the MACD was about to cross down, and now we're getting a dark green print. You love to see that, because just like back here, we're starting to cross down October, and then November hit, nothing was the same. So hopefully that'll be the same this time around in September. But we need to clear above this critical resistance, which is at around like 315 billion. We need to get up, close bodies above, and that will set us up for a move to around 388 billion, which is a 2618 breakout extension, as well as from the high down to this low down here, matches up closely with that 786. So around 369 billion to 388 billion. That's going to be our next level or target for others if we can clear above 317 billion and hold above, which will be a good pump. And then at that point, that's going to be the final boss, that if we get above there, hold above, we're going to go to these previous highs back in December, but it's very likely at that point we're ready to send it up and make new highs. So that's that. Looking solid. So now if we cover total 3 ES BTC, this is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins against Bitcoin. So if this chart's pressing up, basically all coins are in a good risk on environment. If this is going down, it's in risk off. We've been grinding up on this trend line since June, grinding up, and then we have this resistance here, and I can even draw another horizontal resistance kind of like right here as well too. When we took off from this point in November, that was the takeoff moment where altcoins went crazy against Bitcoin, and we broke above the first key resistance and a little bit higher around 0.0366. If we can get above there, hold above, and we have momentum heading up, we could be heading into a big move for altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. You can see on the 3-day chart, TSI is still heading up, no cross down, pink above the blue, and the stock RSI holding that 50 line and now crossing up as well. So everything's looking good there. If we even go to a higher time frame, like a 10-day chart, pink is just now crossing above the blue. We have the market structure ribbon turning from red to green. We have the TSI crossed up, ready to get above that zero line, and the MACD green as well too, getting ready to get above that zero line. It's looking solid across the board, and we're so close to the belly of the beast that if we can break up, go a little bit higher, get above 3.375, hold above there, then this could be it, where altcoins really start to outperform Bitcoin. Like back here in 2021, the altcoin season, getting above the belly of the beast is key, and then it's full send. We almost did it in November, but we got sucked back in, and now we're getting close to retesting it again. Breaking above there is going to be key. If we can do it and really see momentum go, then it's likely we're going to come to the purple MA on the snakes, which is 0.66. 0.66, 0.70, and that will be a double from here in outperformance against Bitcoin. That's your XRPs, everything besides Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins. So very solid right there. And then if we go to Bitcoin dominance is at a critical trend line that's been the case since July. So resistance. We've been at it for a few days now, getting rejected, and we could be at the point where we could see another breakdown for Bitcoin dominance. You could see us break down below this horizontal support and then keep getting rejected below this trend line, and then we can go for a move down, which will bring us to the top of the belly of the beast at 57.33%. But the key will be to get swallowed up by it, and then we'll see a meltdown. So that's that. And then others dominance as well too is at a key horizontal level as well. You can see that it's been a point where we got rejected back in July, where we just touched it today. If we can get above there, hold that support, altcoins are going to start to take over, or others at least. All the other coins will start to catch up to Ethereum. And XRP is looking good at around like 94 cent, 294, and battling with the 4-hour 200 moving average. We can get above $3, $3.03. That'll be the first step, but then getting above $3.15 will be the second step, and then back above $3.33. Then we can talk about new all-time highs where XRP likely catches up close to where Ethereum's at, like 4,300. XRP could start going up to like $4.30, $4.50, maybe even $5, depending on if Ethereum goes to 5,000. Because before, back in July, I was holding, it was basically going toe-to-toe with Ethereum. If Ethereum was at 3,000, XRP was at $3. And then there was a divergence back in August where XRP started to slow down against Ethereum, and Ethereum was doing well. Now if we look at XRP against Ethereum, you can on the left side here, you can see that we found some solid support. And if you go to a 2-day chart, we had a buy now signal just flash. 1-day chart, buy now signal flash like a week ago. 3-day chart, we have a prepare to buy soon. Very close to flashing a buy now, and we're on the 3-day 200 moving average. So it's looking like XRP, it's getting close to catching up here and finally doing something. So that's that. Let's see. XLM, HBAR will do the same. We'll follow XRP. Looking at total 2, that's everything besides Bitcoin breaking out of this downward sloping resistance right now. We need to see us get a little higher, 1.6 trillion, get back above that 1-day market structure ribbon, and then we can retest 1.65, getting above there. We'll send it up to around 1.84 to 1.88 trillion, which likely Ethereum will be doing well, hit new all-time highs. XRP could be pressing up to its previous high if we do get up to there. But we're holding above a key horizontal macro resistance now, support at 1.55 trillion, and we need to maintain above there. And we have this upward sloping support as well too, like that, coinciding with it. So that's going to be our line in the sand we must hold if we're going to see immediate more upside. So that's that. Let's see. So the others pump and dump chart as well too. If we go to a 1-day chart, you can start to see that we're starting to cross down. If we can get below that 0 line, get below there, then that's going to cause another July type pump, because right here, when we came down below it in July, around July 9th, and now it's September 9th, that caused that 2-week window of everything going super crazy. I think we're heading into a 2-week window where everything is going to go super crazy again. And maybe we see that pattern of a month and a half of going down like it was. So when this is going up, that means altcoins are going down. So this was like from mid-May to late June, a month and a half of everything going down. And then we had a solid 2 weeks starting July 8th, 9th to the tail end of July going up. So a quick 2-week to 3-week window of everything going up. And then another month and a half of everything going down, which we just experienced. Now we have another 2 to 3 week window of everything going up. And then maybe we have a local top around the time of the Federal Reserve meeting, September 17th, and maybe it stretches into the 21st, something like that. And then we see another month and a half of everything being going down, lackluster. And then that brings us to November 5th, November 7th. And then we see another move to the upside, which is the blow off top, everything going crazy. That's Ethereum going with that at this point. But everything, at least for this moment in time, is shaping up for a 2 to 3 week period where everything's looking good to the upside. But we need to get below the 0 line. We can't have something that's like a fake out of crossing down and then crossing up. We need to see that fall through. So that's why this week is a critical week to see that fall through. We have some macro data coming out. We have non-farm payrolls tomorrow, PPI the next day, inflation on the 11th, and then on the 11th. And then, so big macro data that could spur good upside, ignite this to go up into the Federal Reserve meeting. So it's going to be the week. So eyes are going to be peeled. I'll be in the Discord keeping people updated. Also, too, you might have noticed that the channel is not named Stargate Ventures anymore, unfortunately, but it's now named Lodestar Crypto. So just so you guys know, that's going to be the new name, and that's the new name of the channel on YouTube. I'll be changing the TikToks, the website, and the Discord will be named differently as well too, but I'll be working on that this week. But just so there's no confusion, Stargate Ventures is now Lodestar Crypto. So I hope you guys have a good day and very exciting times ahead. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. Link is in the bio for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.